Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I got a super exciting video for you guys today because, as you probably can tell by the title and by the thumbnail, I am fired up, man. I got my first pair of Frank's boots, first pair of Pacific Northwest boots. And obviously, if you guys have been following the channel, for those who've been following the channel for a long time or forever, you know we don't normally film here. This is not where we film. We're either in the creepy basement or out in the woods. But if you're new to the channel, because of this video, I don't normally film here. I'm usually out chopping, which I got my stuff ready to go. I'm about to go out in the woods now, or I'm in the basement working on some axes. So if you're new, welcome, but we probably will be never in this spot again. The reason why I decided to film here today is because this is where I put my boots on. My boots I keep in here, and I have my stuff ready to go chopping with me right here. So I figured I'll give you guys the real deal and not be fake about it. This is where I put my boots on, so that's where we're at. All right, so guys, obviously the tape is open on this box here. I was way too fired up and too excited. I couldn't wait for you guys, but now that you're here, I can't wait for you guys to see inside this box. Alrighty, so before we get into the box, I just want to go over real quick about how I came across Frank's, what made me decide on Frank's boots versus other Pacific Northwest brands. So I learned about Frank's and other Pacific Northwest brand boots on YouTube. So I watched channels that are similar to mine. They're the reason why I got into what I'm into now, why I got into axes and why I decided to make a YouTube channel. And a lot of these guys wear Pacific Northwest boots, and a lot of these guys are out in the Pacific Northwest. And you know, they wear everything from, you know, you got your Franks, your Whites, and things of that nature. And everybody says the same thing about Pacific Northwest boots, that, you know, they're a bear to break in, but man, they're the best boots you're ever going to own. Once they mold to your feet, it's going to be the last boot you're ever going to want to buy. Obviously, unless you buy other pairs of Pacific Northwest boots. But they're saying you'll never go back to a a run-of-the-mill style boot. So I'm like, man, what's all the hype about? I got to figure this out. So naturally, I started investigating different brands and things like that. And I watched a couple videos on YouTube where they cut boots in half, and I was really intrigued by how well built these Pacific Northwest boots were. So I was definitely due for some boots. You can see my boots here are very well used. They're ripped in the back here. Bottom's kind of blown out, sides blown out here on the welt. And I'm not a boot connoisseur. I don't really know all the terms and all the things like that, but I do know a good boot. And the way that this boot was built, I was blown away. So I'm like, all right, I think I'm gonna bite the bullet and buy a Pacific Northwest boot. But whose am I gonna go with? So I came across this one video that it was from a channel I've never watched before, and I think it's because you know, once you start researching boots or researching anything, that's going to be what's recommended to you. So this channel came across, it was called Gentleman's Journey, and he went to Frank's to get sized, and he got his boots made, and Frank and his wife were like, you know, they just seemed like exceptionally great people. They were really helping this dude out. And then, you know, naturally my wheels started turning. I'm like, all right, is it just because he's like a big channel and he's in there and blah, blah, like, or are they genuinely like that? So I got on the phone I called Frank's Boots out in Spokane, Washington, and I talked to someone on the phone, and it turned out to be Frank himself, and he was awesome on the phone. Exceptional customer service, spent probably way more time on the phone with me than, you know, he needed to, but he really helped me out with every question I needed. And then even afterwards, after they closed, I ended up I friended them on Instagram and on Facebook, and I started following and learning about the company. And I messaged them because I forgot I had to ask a question when I was on the phone, and I messaged them on Instagram, and I was like, all right, you know, they'll probably get back to me in the morning or in a day or two. They probably get blown up. I got wrote back in a few minutes, and I had another conversation on Instagram, which turned out to be Frank's wife. I guess she does like the Instagram and social media side of it. But I was just blown away because, like, they didn't have to spend that kind of time with me at all. But you can tell they're just genuinely good people. They're out there to help you out. So that's where I decided right there. I was like, all right, these people are, you know, that's the boot I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a Frank's boot. But then I had to decide on what style boot I wanted to go with. So that's how I came across Frank's. That's why I decided on Frank's, because the way they treated me, not just as a customer, but just as a human being alone, was exceptional. I've never had that kind of experience buying anything before, whether it be, a vehicle, boots, or anything. They really just took their time and took care of me as a customer. And they did, at that point in time, they didn't know if I was going to buy a pair of boots or not. So I knew, it wasn't necessarily about the money. Like, they weren't looking at me like, all right, cool, he's going to buy this pair of boots. I could have just been in there getting all the info I needed and then went with something else. But regardless of what they thought, they were doing their due diligence to keep up the reputation that they've built from day one, and they 100% took care of me, and that's what won me over, and that's why I decided on Frank's boots. So these boots weren't free. I'm not like getting paid to do this or anything like that. I'm just trying to share my experience with you all. So if you guys are hung up on a boot brand and you're not sure what you're going to go with, maybe check out Frank's. I don't think you're going to be let down at all. And when I opened up this box and saw the quality, because you could tell from the pictures that they're wonderful, but then when you get them in your hands, there's nothing like it. I've been wearing Red Wing boots, like I said, for a really long time. I have nothing against Red Wing. I love Red Wing boots, but I wanted to step it up a little bit, and that's when I decided to go with Frank's. And I'll tell you what, there's going to be no looking back. I really can't wait to get these things laced up on my feet and get them broken in. That way I can get them out in the woods. So enough of me running my mouth, which, like I said, if you're new to this channel, I do this a lot. I'll just go on like a quick rant, but I don't mean it. I get all fired up and excited. So, all right, I'm gonna bring you guys in closer. We're gonna get into this boot box here, and I'll show you just what these things are about, and then we'll get them laced up on my feet, and that way you could see them on a person, because it is, it's tough to picture what they look like just holding them. So, all right, on to the unboxing. Alrighty, so let's get into this box here. So the model I decided to go with was the front range. Guys, I mean, just look at that boot. That is just absolutely gorgeous. So we'll get this box out of the way. We'll get the boots out. Guys, just exceptional quality. Outstanding, not a stitch out of place. Like I said, from this pictures online, you're like, wow, it's a beautiful looking boot. That's great. And then you get it in person, you get it in your hand, and now you see the reason why they cost what they cost. And just knowing that, like, you're gonna have this boot for, if you take care of it, forever. Like, this boot is just, the quality is outstanding, guys. Sorry, I'm at a loss of words. Let's get this box out of the way. Oh yeah, so what else is in the box is this little care sheet, tips on breaking in the boots. You got 2 kilties, or false tongues, however you want to call them, and a pair of laces. I do have leather laces I think I'm going to throw into these boots. Some of their model boots come with these traditional style boot laces, and some come with leather laces. But man, I mean, just take a look. I wish you guys were here in person, because I feel like pictures and video, they just don't do it justice. The absolute craftsmanship and quality of these boots are like nothing I've ever had in my hands before, guys. And the smell of this leather it's like filling the room with like that beautiful leather smell. But man, I'm sorry, I'm just like at a loss of words, guys. Like I can't think of the words to say, because it's like I'm just holding like this beautiful creation, I went with the walnut leather. These were not a like made to order boot. Like, they have boots, like you could make this completely custom. You could do different kind of leathers, rough out, different colors and all that. I went with these. They were already like an in-stock boot ready to ship. So if you didn't want to get all fancy and spicy with your boot, and you just wanted to go with ones they already have made, that, this is how it's going to come. This is, you could choose just a regular stock boot, and it's not any less quality or anything like that. And I wanted to go with that style because I kind of had it in my head where I'm like, I've never done this before. I want to try exactly like a stock boot, and I don't want to alter anything. Like, however Frank's thinks the boot should be built, that's the boot I want to get. And man, they're outstanding boots, guys. So hopefully you got a lot of good looks here. Like I said, not a stitch out of place, guys. Just beautiful job by Frank's Boots. Leather stack heel. This boot is built on the 55 last. Sorry, like I said, I'm not really like a boot connoisseur. I don't know all the terms and stuff like that, but I went with the walnut leather, or not that I went with it, but it's made with this boot's made with the walnut leather. It's on a 55 last high arch, mini lug sole. So I was torn between going with this and their flagship model, which is like, you know, their full all out logger with like the, you know, big Vibram lugged sole. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with that high of a caliber boot. Not that this is made to any lesser quality. It's still the same thickness leather. It's just, you know, a little bit smaller lug, and it's, you know, you'll have to get on the website, but there is some other differences. Obviously they have a bunch of different style boots. There's differences for each one of them. So I really love the look of this one. Like I was torn on which boot to get, and I was scrolling through the website, and then when I stumbled across this style, I knew right there that this is the boot I wanted to go with. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Alrighty guys, so this is what the leather lace looks like up against the boot. This is what the traditional boot lace looks like up against the boot. I really like the look of the leather laces, but I always, you know, I love these laces. I like how they look. They are a bit loud. You know, once they break in, they get dirty. They're a lot calmer. But I do like this look, and I've never really used leather laces before. So I think I'm going to go with the leather laces. And if I don't like them, I know I love this style lace regardless. And if I'm not, you know, too stoked on these, then I'll end up putting these in. So I'm going to get these laced up, and I'll get right back with you guys in a second. All right. Out with the old and with the new, guys. Man, I feel like I'm putting like works of art on my feet. I feel like I'm not even worthy of these boots. Like I don't deserve them. I don't know if that makes sense. If any of you guys that have these boots feel that way, but I just feel like I'm not worthy of the boots. Wow. Just even from brand new, the way they fit, it's like it's giving my foot a hug. It's just all around my foot. It's just everywhere. Wow, guys. All right. So I think with this tongue, I think they say don't do that. I think they say to do one of these guys here like that, like a fold over kind of thing. So being that they're new, I don't know if I should cinch them too tight. Probably says on the instruction thing, but I'm not much of an instruction guy. So we're gonna run with it. We're gonna do that. We got this guy folded over. Leather laces definitely lock in nice on these speed hooks here. It's like they're a little big for the speed hooks, but like in a good way. Like you want them kind of holding in there. So that's the idea I'm getting, maybe. Or I'm saying it's like, I don't know if that's accurate, but that's how I'm running with it. Just lock in nice. So it's not like they're sliding out of there. Wow, guys, I don't know. If you don't have these boots and you're thinking about them, just don't think anymore. Just do it. They're amazing. They feel great. And I can't imagine they feel this awesome now. I can't wait to see how they feel when they are molded to my foot. Yeah, I'll definitely have to cut those shorter. Oh my gosh. Very stiff. I feel like I can't bend my ankles. I feel like I have ankle braces on. But man, guys, I don't know. Is this in frame? They're just absolutely amazing. Great job, Frank's Boots. I'm blown away. More than happy. Like there's not enough words to describe how I'm feeling right now. Alrighty guys, so real quick before I let you go, because I know this video is probably running on a lot longer than I anticipated. I'm just super excited and really excited about sharing my experience with you guys. Is I want to talk about sizing, because that's the big question. That's the biggest question I had. You know, I wasn't concerned with build quality. I wasn't concerned with, you know, what leather I wanted to go do. My thing was like, man, what size am I going to be? And, you know, I know Frank's has a sizing method, like a size sheet you could do and you mail it in and whatnot. And I believe they do a try-on boot. I'm not exactly sure, but, you know, I'm not saying that my experience is going to work out for you. I'm not sure, but I'll kind of let you know on a scale of where I fell into on a Pacific Northwest boot. So as far as sneakers go, I wear Vans, and I'm a 9.5 in Vans. On the Brannick thing, the Brannick device, the shoe, the sizing thing, my foot, I think it measures a 9.5 standing up. I don't know what it measures sitting down, but on you know, Red Wings Lager Max boots, I've been wearing these, like I said, for years. I've been wearing these boots, and I'm a 9D. Okay, now in Red Wings Heritage line, I have a pair of Iron Rangers, and I'm an 8.5D. So I spoke to Frank and I let him know kind of where I was on the shoe sizing scale, and he was pretty confident in saying that I would probably be an 8D. Obviously, they have an amazing return policy if you don't wear them outside, and if they don't fit, they're not the correct size, you could send them back and let them know, you know, if you need a different size or whatnot. But I really trusted Frank's, you know, professional experience and his personal opinion, and because these are a high arch boot, and it's a number 3 toe, so it kind of, you know, picture like if you had like a string and it was stiff, you got it like that, and you picked up the center of it, the string, the distance between the two ends is kind of shorter now. So it's essentially like your foot. When you're picking up the middle of your foot, you have this high arch, and you push the middle of your foot up, your heel and toe are going to now come closer together. So it's going to shorten the length of your foot essentially. So I was comfortable with going with the 8D, and that's also what Frank felt I would be, and also according to the measurements I took, we kind of determined I was going to be an 8D, and that's what I went with. I bought the 8D, and they fit exactly how Frank's says they should fit, brand new out of the box. I have the correct thumb width up front. You know, I'm not like blowing out the sides of the shoe or the boot with my foot. Like, my foot's not too wide for the D width. It feels like, you know, I could feel in here and here. It feels like the boot's just kind of like hugging my foot. You know what I mean? It just, you know, you're locked in. It's fitting right. So I don't know if that makes it easier or harder for you guys to decide on size, but like I said, I'm a 9.5 in Vans. I'm a 9 in Red Wings work line in the Lager boots. I'm an 8.5 in their Heritage line in the Iron Ranger, and in my Frank's boots, I'm an 8D on the 55 high arch last. So hopefully that helps you out, guys. And guys, thank you so much for spending your precious time here watching this video. I really hope I was able to help somebody out, and I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And like I said, if you're new to this channel, this is not what I normally do. This is not like necessarily a boot channel. I do, you know, some bushcraft stuff. I do some axe cordwood work, and I love using axes. I love restoring old axes. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe check out some of my other videos, or, you know, check out future videos. And for the guys that have been here since day one, or that have been following for a while, if this is not stuff you're kind of into, you know, don't worry. I'm not changing lanes. I'm not turning into a, you know, a fashion or a boot channel. I'm just really excited to share this experience with you guys, and hopefully, you know, you come along for the ride. And if it is something you guys are interested in, you know, maybe I'll bring you guys in, you know, every step of the way of the break-in process, let you know how they're feeling, and then eventually there'll be the normal boot you guys see out in the woods when we're out chopping. So, because I think it is time to finally retire these, let's be honest. I do love these though. They're great boots. Nothing against Red Wing, but man, thank you so much again for watching, guys. Thank you so much to Frank and his wife for, you know, spending their time helping me out to decide on these awesome boots, and you know, just the exceptional build quality of these boots, guys. I don't know, I'm rambling on, I'm carrying on, But guys, these boots are amazing. If you're hung up on deciding on what boots you want to get, and you're torn between Frank's or another brand, I'm not trying to push you in either direction, just letting you know my experience. And I chose Frank's because they just seem like they were just outstanding people, have an outstanding product, and I'm definitely going to be a lifelong customer of Frank's boots, without a doubt. So again, thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.